Bum 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 bum.
Hello there, peoples of the internet, once again to another devlog of A Peasant's Tale. So I've actually got a twofold thing to show here. So as you can see right here, this is version 16.7, and it's called Stomachs Galore. And that's there's a reason behind that. So, whoa, the HUD is totally different. So we've got the health, right? We've got the energy, but what is this thing? This is actually a stomach, and you might be wondering, why is that shriveled up worm-like thing with yellow acid a stomach? And second of all, even if it is a stomach, what's it doing there? Now, the reason it's there, and the reason it's so kind of emaciated and stuff like that, is I'm very hungry right now. Let's just pop open our inventory and look at that. We've got some bread and some drumsticks. Let me just eat one of those. Whoa, look at that, my health went up and so did my hunger. Whoa, now it actually looks like a full stomach. That's because I am full. Look at that. So, hunger is in the game, and so is the indicator for it, which is a cross-section of the stomach. And as the acid level decreases and as it sort of shrinks, that indicates, okay, I might want to eat something. So yeah, I made that actually yesterday, I think, on a live stream, and that leads me to the next topic. I'm actually beginning to live stream a lot. And actually, as I speak, I'm actually in a live stream. So if I just swipe over here, you can see I'm actually live streaming this recording on Twitch. I just think it's really awesome, and I would recommend it to anyone. If you want to increase your productivity of like game dev or whatever, if you're a developer, I would really highly recommend live streaming your development because it really is a huge boost to productivity and all that. But yeah, anyway, so hunger. The way that it works is as hunger... I think I should add actually that when you're totally not hungry, you may get like a boost to some of your stats, but right now that isn't a thing. But when you get below, I believe it's 50 hunger, you start with 250, so when it gets to like around this level, if you look at my mouse, like when it gets to around that level, you'll actually start basically losing some abilities, so you won't be able to sprint anymore. And I don't think you'll be able to fight well anymore. And then when it gets to 0, you'll start to actually starve and die off. And I'll show that off later. I'll probably just add that at the end. Also, just a quick thing, I made like a translucent sort of background to the HUD here. It's something people have been asking for a while now, is like just to add like sort of a background to it. And it doesn't look perfect yet. I may add like some actual art, but this is just a generated translucent square. Just over there as a highlight, and it's behind it, so yeah. Anyway, so that's this update pretty much. Let's just check actually what else we've got here going on over here. Not in player. We gotta go to game. So let's see. So I made title version, that's just a quick thing. Hunger bar, yep. I worked on equipment item type, so you won't really see that too much here. But I made some like equipment. What you do see, obviously, is I also made food items and like consumables with fading text and stuff like that to indicate that you're increasing your health and your hunger. Or decreasing hunger, I guess I should say. I cleaned up a lot of the player stat code. Like when I was working on the hunger stuff, I had to like take a look at the stats for the player, and I kind of took that opportunity to rework some of that stuff. I also added an item slot type thing, which totally does not work. Whoa. Which totally doesn't work right now, but this sort of thing is just some test art, but it's actually going to be an item slot that you can put any item inside of that slot. Doesn't work right now, but it's starting to get added to the thing. So yeah, I added and made art for bread and a chicken drumstick. Made art for the hunger bar, which I showed off. Added a transparent background to the HUD, which I showed off. Also, food will randomly spawn in chests. So I'll show that off in a second. So let's hope that we actually get some random spawned food. That one was not nice to us. Let's see about this chest. Hey, there we go. We got a drumstick. So I'll just throw that on the ground. One thing though is I was working also on a bug within the inventory, and I kind of ended up breaking the code for placing objects inside the inventory. So you can pick it up and stuff like that, but you won't be able to, whoa, bugs everywhere. But you won't be able to actually move it around in the inventory. But anyway, right click that, there you go, you see my hunger increases. So there you go. Alright, now let's go and check out the next version of the game, 16.8. And this is pretty cool, and you see here it says Procedural River Generation. What is that? Whoa! Okay, so let me explain what this is. So today, around 2 o'clock, it's now 6, but around 2 o'clock, I hopped on Twitch, started live streaming my game dev, and I decided instead of working on something like a sane person would do, like maybe some more art for enemies or, you know, animations or something like that, no. I decided I would go completely nuts and experiment with procedural generation. For this game, for any game, I want procedural generation. So this is the result of the very first day, and I didn't expect that I would get this far, but as you see, we're generating some random rivers, so they have random sizes to them, they're thick, they're big, they go in random directions, they kind of split off and branch out. And the way this is done is with the A-star algorithm. I had to tweak it to work for rivers, but yeah, it basically picks a starting point somewhere in the map and a end point and travels to it. Now, one thing I will be working on is obviously making it less direct and more curvy and wavy, but that is, I mean, it's only been the first day and it's already working, which is astonishing. Another thing is you'll notice that the automatic kind of random transition tile texturing kind of freaks out when you have diagonal stuff like that. That's been like that for ever since it was created, and I got to work on fixing that. But that's not a problem with the random generation, just to get that out of the way. It also generates small islands when there's enough room to generate them. So as you can see there, it's generating some small kind of basic islands, and I'll eventually kind of work on increasing the size of those islands. Right now it's only using 2 tiles, it's using the sand and the water tile, but I can also change that so that it's using grass and, you know, and any other thing. Now another cool thing is it's not just rivers that are working. What this can also be used for is with roads. So you can create road systems with this, obviously without the islands, or maybe with islands of like grass and stuff if it's an old road, broken and dilapidated. But the cool thing is you know the starting point and the end point of the road. So you can create small branching offshoots of a main road, and since you know the end point of that offshoot, it'll actually, you can take that and put an actual like house on there, so you can automatically generate large cities or towns and stuff like that randomly. So to show this off, so take a look at how this is generated, and I'll reload it and generate another level. So there you go. Totally, I mean not totally different because it's got similar generation kind of style, but it's random. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So there you go. That is the generation. Alright, so this is the just demonstration of you not being able to sprint. So as you can see, my energy is full, but since my hunger is so low, even though I'm pressing the sprint button, like see, I'm pressing the sprint button, I'm not going any faster, and that's because I have lost the ability to sprint. I'm now too hungry to exert that much energy, basically. Another thing is I have difficulty recharging health when I'm this hungry, and as you can see in a second, I'll start starving once I lose all of the hunger points, I guess you could call it. So I'll get to that point in a second. And alright, so now I'm starving, guys. As you can see, the stomach thing has closed, and as you look at my health, I'm slowly fading away, starving to death. So it's going down some more. There we go, and I am now dead. And we'll leave it at that as it fades to black all dramatically. Oh my goodness, so dramatic. So dramatic. Anyway, that's the update for you guys, and goodbye!